So just wrapped up a phase with my developer for Read Amigo, and we're talking again about how you pay your developers and the importance on performance, or really just well-scoped gigs versus like some sort of by the hour arrangement. This is Nomadic Chad, and this is Revenue Operations in 10 Minutes, the podcast devoted to six-figure earners who want to transition to seven-figure earners using the MBL program. Just make money, buy traffic, and live anywhere. So the thing is, what I want to emphasize again and again is, I'm not saying nickel and dime your contractors and your employees, but you have to be hyper focused on results. And in fact, we'll talk about two different things here, because I was not interviewing, but I'm looking for more assistance. And it's always challenging. It's like dating when you've been in a long-term relationship and then you have to go out back into the dating field. Like, you get a little rusty, and you're like, oh man, maybe I was comfortable with this. But when you've got a really great personal assistant and you need to go hire another one, you have to remember that there were steps you took to get to that trust and that sort of understanding relationship you had with your personal assistant. So one of those is you incremented into, like, my favorite assistant now, she has passwords. They're her own passwords, but passwords to my systems. She understands how I operate, and we don't haggle about like the hourly rate and how many hours it took for this and that. You know, she knows I'm going to take care of her, and she gets paid. And then I also trust that she's not like eating the clock and not just trying to work hours. So we focus on what needs to get done. If I need a batch of tweets loaded, or if I need a batch of tweets created, or if I need some data entry, or if I need some back-end stuff done on Read Amigo, what I care more about is that the job got done. And if you price that to me for $30, $40, or $50 because of how much time you know it's going to work, that's fine. But what I don't want is this open-ended arrangement where we're just going to run the clock for 4, 5, 6 hours, and then you get this bill for $60. And it's not that $60 is too much. Again, like, think in an abundance mindset, and I'm not saying nickel and dime everything. If I really believe that the project takes $50, I'm going to make sure that she gets $50. But one thing, when I was interviewing one of the new assistants today, she sent me a gig for $50 for something that I know that I can do in an hour. And I was like, whoa, hang on. I'm sorry I miscommunicated that to you. Notice that I owned the miscommunication. I said, let's talk about how long you think this will take, and how you felt about the spreadsheet, and where are you coming to that $50 essentially. So she wasn't sure how long it would take. I said, well, it takes me 1 hour and my current assistant 2 hours. My expectation is that it would be like $20, $25. How about we do a gig for $25 and then see how that works out for you? So I've got to work her into that. It's not like we could just jump right into it and then we're all set. So back on the developer, we were wrapping up the phase 3 of probably the largest phase we had of developing for this platform. And one thing got left out, and not left out because he didn't know how to do it. It's just taking longer than he expected. So he asked if he could push it into phase 4. And man, that's 100% fine. I love the relationship I have with this developer. That's fine. But I had to politely ask him. I said, I just want to be sure. Like, here's the list of the milestones we agreed to. This is what we scoped phase 3 as. Which, remember, if you go back a few podcasts, I told you got to be real clear when you're scoping this workout. Like, you will thank yourself in advance. It's like when you're getting in a cab in a foreign country. Don't just sit down, ask to go somewhere, and then ask them how much it is later. Like, ask them how much it is first. So we agreed on a price for phase 3, and I said, is it just that you want some more time, and do you still feel like this is included in the price, or do we need to re-talk about the complexity of it? And so he agreed that it was included in the price of phase 3. He just wants a little bit more time, and that's key. You can't make these assumptions. I had to have that conversation, make sure that we're good, because I wanted phase 3 to be what we agreed on before we go into phase 4. So the point being, you have to translate objectives into hours, and that's okay. But your paradigm as the entrepreneur, as the digital nomad, as the business owner making money online, your point should always be to focus on the deliverable. I don't get hung up on the different hours and times or whatever. Everything does have an hourly cost, and it's fine to account for that, but I'm paying for specifics and deliverables. What else? The other thing with the personal assistant, I'll close it out with this, is while I love the relationship I have with my main assistant, like a key employee, that also becomes a fail point. So another reason that I bid out a bunch of different jobs, different assistants today, is I want to have a stable, I want to make sure that those are available to me, so that if something were to happen, for example, my primary assistant, she went back to college, and so she's just been strapped on time, and I think she's amazing, and I'm willing to help her with work and financially support her, but also like things have to get done for the business. So I feel a lot more comfortable when I have 3 or 4 that I've built a relationship with. So be careful there, being siloed or soloed into one form of another. The main point is the performance matter. Everything does have an hourly cost, but focus on paying for deliverables. Focus on scoping things into gigs or milestones, and then pay your contractors on that metric. That's it. Wishing everybody the best, and I will see you in the next one.